Okay, good morning once again, my dear students. Today we want to continue with our PHP topics. We are resuming from where we left. Functions. We want to look at functions or methods. Methods or functions. The same thing, yet that the languages are different. Methods, function, or subroutines, as Vimbi will tell you, or func in Golang. But PHP call it function. So we are looking at functions. What is a function? A function is a block of codes that are executed with one name, one common name. Blocks of code that have been given a name. So let's say I have 40 lines of code and I want to make it executable by one particular name. So I'll give that block of code a single name. And that function can return a value or may not return a value. In PHP, it is not compulsory for a function to return a value, unlike C#, Java, and then C++. So, and in PHP, because PHP is a loosely typed language or a dynamically typed language, it is not compulsory to give the function a type. Let's look at this example. In C++, we can say double sum. Then we will supply argument or parameters double A, double B. This is C++ or Java or C. Fine. The name of the function here is sum. The return type is a double, and double A and B are what we call argument. Argument or parameters. So we say this function has a type, meaning it is accepting a double and it will return what? A double. Your function cannot be declared as a double and it will be returning integers. The statically typed languages will throw an error. But with PHP, we don't have a type system. We have, but it's not compulsory. It's not a explicitly typed language. So I can just say function sum in PHP. Then I'll pass argument $A, where the value, the type of $A and $B will be deduced at runtime. Because PHP is a dynamically typed language or a dynamic language, we will deduce values. Values will be deduced at runtime. We have runtime and compile time. So at compile time, nothing is happening. At runtime, the processor has to know what value is A and what value is B, or what type is A. Sorry, types will be deduced. What type is A and what type is B. So here I can say return $A plus $B. So here the name of the function is sum, and PHP functions all must start with the keyword function. The F is in small cap. Then the bracket here will contain the argument. The arguments are not compulsory. We can have a function with the argument. Function hello. But every function must have the bracket here. I can say echo hello world. And it works. So this function doesn't have parameters, but this function has parameter. It has a parameter. So we define the function first. So we call this one the function body or the prototype. This one highlighted here is called the function body or function declaration. Declaration or body of the function. So the whole signature or singleton here is what we call the function body. What I've highlighted here is what we call the declaration or the body or the singleton. Here too the singleton is this. This is the declaration of the function. Then the function after declaring, we will call the function. So let's say I want to say sum. that you want to call a function, you call the name of the function, and if there are argument, you pass argument to it. So I'm passing 2 and what? 4. So we assume this function should return what? 5 according to our the definition here. It's returning addition of a and b. So when we declare this function here, then you come and call it somewhere in the code. So from your previous experiences in or previous languages you study, C++, C#, Java, and Co, you learn that there are a lot of statically typed static functions you have been calling. The math.py and Co you have been calling in Java are all functions. In the class, py is a function in the class math. And they are static functions, so you don't need to create an instance before you call them. I hope when I use the word static function, you know. There's no need to create the object before you call the function. You can call the function through the class by using the class name. We call it static functions. So all these things, any statement with the bracket means that it's a function. See something like this in the bracket, then we know that it's a function. Okay, fine. So let's do an example in PHP. I have the PHP code. Make sure it starts like this, but this one is not compulsory, but it must always start with this. Or you see people configuring their server to mean like this. It's the same thing. Either this or this are all accepted. By default, this is the accepted. But you can configure your server to accept the short tag. It's called the